Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Kevin Owens' recent actions have created tension within WWE management, particularly after his physical altercation with Triple H at Saturday night's main event. The prizefighter has already sidelined Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes through brutal piledrivers, raising concerns about potential future targets. During the latest SmackDown episode, Owens delivered an ominous message suggesting future actions for which he would hold WWE accountable. His recent video package indicates potential intentions toward Nick Aldis, whom he blames for his championship loss at Saturday night's main event. These developments could lead to Triple H assigning an enforcer to protect the SmackDown general manager. Owens, who has been absent from WWE television since April 5, 2024, emerges as a potential candidate for this role. The Nigerian Giant's previous experience as a bodyguard during Raw Underground under Shane McMahon's leadership adds credibility to this possibility. Triple H addresses consequences of Kevin Owens' actions. The situation with Kevin Owens has escalated beyond his attacks on talent. At Saturday night's main event, Owens not only injured Cody Rhodes with a package piledriver but also took possession of the historic Winged Eagle WWE Championship belt, which was intended to return to WWE's archives. Owens has since displayed the retired championship on social media and declared himself the true WWE champion during the Raw on Netflix kickoff show. Triple H's immediate focus at Saturday night's main event centered on ensuring Rhodes received medical attention following the assault. The physical confrontation between Triple H and Owens suggests impending disciplinary measures may be forthcoming, potentially including fines or suspension. In the ever-shifting landscape of WWE, authority figures often find themselves in the line of fire. Nick Aldis, the current SmackDown general manager, has earned a reputation as a no-nonsense official, unafraid to stand up to even the most intimidating superstars. But recently, Aldis has been walking on thin ice with one of the most volatile and unpredictable men in WWE, Kevin Owens. Owens, known for his short temper and relentless pursuit of retribution, has repeatedly clashed with Aldis over match decisions, backstage policies, and suspensions that Owens believes were unfair. The prizefighter has made it clear that he doesn't respect Aldis' authority, and his recent outbursts have left the WWE Universe wondering if the GM might soon need backup. That's where Triple H could come in. As WWE's chief content officer, the game has the power to reshape SmackDown's power dynamics at any moment. And with Owens showing signs of boiling over, Triple H may decide that Aldis needs more than just security guards. He might need a monster-sized enforcer to keep him safe. Rumors are swirling that a towering 7-foot superstar could soon be assigned as Aldis' personal protector, creating an entirely new dynamic on SmackDown. Owens' explosive temper. Kevin Owens is one of the most passionate performers in WWE history, but his passion often manifests as pure fury. Fans remember countless instances where Owens has defied authority, from head-butting Vince McMahon years ago to stunning Shane McMahon repeatedly. Owens has never been afraid to attack a boss figure. In recent weeks, Owens has been targeting Aldis with verbal tirades on SmackDown, criticizing the GM for favoring certain superstars and failing to give him the opportunities he deserves. Last week, Owens even stormed into Aldis' office mid-broadcast, shoving over chairs and threatening to make the GM's life a living nightmare. WWE cameras caught the chaos, and fans were quick to point out that Aldis barely managed to escape the situation without physical harm. If Owens had gone further, the fallout could have been catastrophic. Triple H, who prides himself on running a stable, professional environment, won't let his officials get brutalized on live television. Triple H's history of using enforcers. The idea of assigning an enforcer to protect management isn't new. WWE history is filled with examples of authority figures employing muscle to keep rebellious stars in check. Mr. McMahon famously had the corporation in the late 1990s, surrounding himself with The Rock, Big Boss Man, and others to shield him from Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stephanie McMahon once had the security of Evolution, while Shane McMahon relied on heavy hitters like Drew McIntyre. Triple H himself is no stranger to using powerful allies to maintain control. As part of the Authority, he often relied on Kane, Randy Orton, and even Seth Rollins to enforce his will. Assigning a modern-day enforcer to Aldis would be a page straight out of his own playbook. Who could the 7-foot enforcer be? Speculation among fans has centered on a few key names, any of whom could play the role of Aldis' protector. Amos, the most obvious candidate is Amos, WWE's Nigerian giant. Standing at nearly 7 feet 3 inches, Amos has already proven himself as an intimidating presence who can dismantle multiple opponents with ease. Aligning him with Aldis would immediately give the GM a human shield that Owens would think twice before crossing. Von Wagner, at 6 feet 5 inches, he isn't quite 7 feet tall, but Von Wagner has been presented as a destructive powerhouse in NXT. His cold demeanor and willingness to carry out orders would make him a believable enforcer if WWE decides to bring him up to SmackDown for the role. A surprise return. WWE has a history of shocking the fans with surprise debuts or returns. Could we see the re-emergence of a former giant like the Great Khali, or even a new signing from outside the company? Triple H loves to keep the audience guessing. Whoever it may be, the enforcer's arrival would instantly tilt the balance of power in Aldis' favor. Owens may be fearless, but even he would have to think carefully before throwing fists at a man towering above 7 feet. What this means for Owens. For Owens, this potential development would be a nightmare scenario. Owens thrives when he can intimidate officials and force their hand, but with a massive enforcer blocking his path, his usual tactics may no longer work. Still, Owens is nothing if not resourceful. He's outsmarted giants before, from Braun Strowman to the Big Show, and fans would love to see how he strategizes against a new obstacle. The question becomes, does Owens escalate the situation and attempt to fight the enforcer head-on, or does he find a way to manipulate the system to his advantage? One thing is certain, Owens will not simply stand down. If anything, putting a 7-foot bodyguard in front of Aldis may provoke Owens even more, setting the stage for explosive confrontations in the coming weeks. The storyline potential. From a storytelling perspective, this move would open the door to some fascinating possibilities. Authority versus Rebel, the classic WWE storyline of management clashing with a rebellious superstar would be reignited. Owens could be cast as the underdog fighting not just Aldis' authority but also the giant enforcer standing in his way. New heel dynamic. If the enforcer begins helping Aldis influence match outcomes, the GM could become a more villainous figure. Fans might begin to view Aldis as abusing his power, with Owens' position as the people's hero. Pay-per-view showdown. The inevitable payoff would be Owens facing the enforcer in a high-profile match, perhaps at a major premium live event. Victory for Owens would symbolize him overcoming the system, while defeat would further cement Aldis' authority. Triple H's bigger vision. Triple H has made it clear since taking charge of creative that he values long-term storytelling. Assigning a giant enforcer to Aldis isn't just about short-term protection, it's about creating a layered narrative where authority and rebellion clash in spectacular fashion. Fans know that when Triple H sets up a feud, it's rarely one-dimensional. There could be twists, betrayals, and shifting alliances that keep the WWE Universe hooked. Perhaps the enforcer himself grows tired of being Aldis' puppet, leading to another shocking storyline turn. For now, though, the main focus would be clear: protect Nick Aldis from Kevin Owens at all costs. Nick Aldis has proven himself as a capable general manager, but even the strongest leaders sometimes need backup. Kevin Owens' rage is reaching dangerous levels, and Triple H may have no choice but to step in with a dramatic solution. Assigning a 7-foot enforcer to Aldis would not only protect the GM but also inject fresh excitement into SmackDown's weekly drama. The WWE Universe loves a good power struggle, and this potential storyline offers all the right ingredients: a fiery rebel in Owens, an authority figure in Aldis, a looming giant enforcer, and Triple H pulling the strings from behind the curtain. If this happens, fans can expect fireworks, chaos, and unforgettable confrontations that will dominate SmackDown for months to come.